Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. PSR is excited to present to you Last Call, featuring your boy, the pimp slap POD, Mike M.
Pimpin' ain't easy, but it's fun like money. Got bookies on the run, now it's time to get money. Not your typical way to ball. It's last call like some convicts waiting on the next draw. You can feel the tension. Did I mention? Fools better pay attention, cause we getting paid like a pension. T's on the ones and twos, we not the ones that lose. Mike Money's killers might even make it even news.
And now, let's get to the picks.
We be pumping! Sports Radio, you know we be pumping!
What up, and welcome back on in. It's Last Call. It's Monday, March the 25th, down here on location at the Southtown 101 Pub Sports Radio Studios, getting after it all weekend long. I get the honor. It's down to me and T, and we get to put a bow on the show here, put a bow on the week that was this beautiful Pubapalooza out here in San Antone. What a glorious weekend we had. Got to meet everybody. You guys saw tons of great live streams there. We had a lot of fun doing them. Got to get together, do a little live stream via Saturday with the UFC on location at the Airbnb. Had a great sesh show today. Medicate Monday, the extended version via Pubapalooza. And of course, yesterday had a nice little double dipper there. Nice long Sunday live stream, hanging out, betting and sweating with the crew here at Pub Sports Radio. Lots of fun to get this thing done. I can't wait to get back home, but I'm going to miss everybody that I had the opportunity to meet down here. So much fun. So many great opportunities to meet guys and girls that follow the show. We see each other in the chat all the time. All I got to say is you got to come down here next year, and it's one of those deals. You come to one, you're never going to want to miss another one. You become part of the fabric immediately in this thing. So lots of fun, and I can't wait to come back again. I haven't even left. I can't wait to come back. But look, we got a Monday ahead of us here. A very, very small NHL card with 2 games on deck. You know, college basketball, we're CIT, CBI, lots of college basketball this weekend. So we're going to give it a little break tonight. And then we're going to roll into the NBA with some plays that I think are going to get it done. You guys already know the deal. Hey, you're getting home from work. You're trying to figure out what your dinner plan is. You're trying to figure out your cocktail plan. Maybe you're leaving Pubapalooza and you're trying to figure out what you're going to bet on while you're sitting at the airport having one of them airport $16 beers. Let's find a way to pay for that tonight with the games here to get your cash on to help you get to the window, baby. It's going to be a lot of fun to go through. Again, short little show here, but doesn't mean we're going to leave you guys high and dry. There's some great spots tonight to take advantage of, and I can't wait to talk about them with everybody out there here. You guys already know what's up here. We ask you first and foremost, if you're just cracking in, hit the thumbs up button, show us the support. Again, not just for this show, but a support for the community as a whole. You guys in the green, we love it. You get your opportunity to participate in members-only events there. We've got your opportunity for a virtual horse. A membership with Pub Sports Radio gets you a virtual horse that we race twice a week, and all kinds of discounts and other things coming along the pike with Pub Sports Radio. So love to see everybody showing the support in the cause in the green. We need more of it. We need more members. We got to keep growing. Again, we're trying to do this thing one day at a time, one play at a time, $1 at a time to get that cash from the bookies. Smash that thumbs up, show the support. In fact, we only ask a couple of things aside from hitting that thumbs up button, which is just good etiquette. Just do that on a regular, any shows you go out there and watch. Don't forget, don't be one of those people that's too good to do it as well. It helps us a ton. 2, grab a pen and paper. We got some plays to share tonight, not just with yours truly here on screen, but of course our chat. The chat just gets sharper and sharper every day. I was talking about that down here in Pubapalooza. I said, we're all sharing openly how it is that we come up with the secret sauce, if you will, to get that pay. And collectively, we're all learning and developing at the same time. And that's why we continue to find these winners, and everybody develops these new unique edges to get that cash. So love talking about it. Love getting the messages back and forth, asking about the plays that we're all involved with here. But it's all about this chat being sharp. So you're going to want to jot those plays down there. Of course, last but not least, get them in the chat. Let's see what you guys are on. As much, if not more important than what we're spouting off here on the screen. We've had the opportunity to dig into the card, but it's about you guys coming up, showing up, supporting, and sharing your looks here. We're all trying to cook the books, and we're doing it, day by day to get there. So let's get after it. You guys know the deal. Transparency is paramount here. I just had a quick opportunity to recap Friday. Wish it was a better day, but there was a lot of fun being had. So won't use it as an excuse. We'll just use it as the opportunity to pick it up, dust it off, and move forward here. We got a new week, new money, new Medicate Monday, and can't wait to get after it with you guys. So shout out. Let's get after this. Let's see what the chat's got. We'll jump in. We'll get the recap. We'll pop in the NHL. We'll hit the NBA. Then I got to pack it up, take it on over to the San Antonio airport, and get ready for the great journey back home. So always bittersweet, but cash to be made, and I'll enjoy watching updates in the airport as I'm traveling. Shout out our guy, Joe T. First one up there in the chat. He says, hey, Mike M., what's up? Let's get that cash. Best bet tonight for our guy. He says, let me see here. I got to take the glasses off to be able to read it. Jake Neighbors, over a half a point, plus 105, 7 points in his last 6 games. For our guy, Joe T, giving us the first play out there, first comment in the chat. Joe T, we appreciate you hanging out, my guy. Love to see you out there. Can't wait to see you down here in San Antonio next year. Dabby Cab's in the house. My guy's traveling back home. Talk about the great American journey. He's on his way right now. Dabby Cab, was awesome to see you and hang out, my guy. Appreciate you tuning into the show. I think if you watched it earlier this week here, what we did learn is this is probably Dabby's first time watching Last Call. So we appreciate that, Dabby. Good to see you, my guy. And no, I'm just kidding, but it was a lot of fun hanging out, dude. So Little Domo's in the house, says, Mikey Money, what up? Little Domo says, Dabby Cabs, my guy. Let's go. Nunya's in the house. Kelly McKinnis says, afternoon all. And our guy Dabby saying, hit the like for the pimp. Let's go. Let's get that like button out there and keep it rolling. Ricky Bobby's in the house. I need to stop smoking. I'm like, damn, Mike M. Was it home already? No, man, we're back. We're back in action. Marcus McCarthy says, the pimp, my man. Let's go, pimp. Shout out to you, Marcus McCarthy. Hey, great seeing you in here, my guy, on the regular as well. AOD. We got our guy T on the 1s and 2s. Shout out to my homie, says, smash the like for the pimp and Palooza 3. Yes, sadly, we are putting the bow on this weekend. That was a ton of fun. Capped off with a funny ass comedy show last night. So great stuff out there. And shout out to JPZ and LJ from the H, spitting bars on the scene, on location, live. It was so much fun to see that stuff. Awesome. AOD says, did you have a Southtown 101 burger? And yeah, AOD, no, I did not. I'm not sure how it is that I missed that, but I'll tell you what I did have. Plenty of cocktails with these crew down here. And that's it. Kelly McKinnon says, what's with the shade? It's fucking bright in the studio, my guy. If you look directly in the light, you're toast, and that's no joke. So I can see why people used to make fun of the guys that wear the sunglasses, but I can fully see why that's the case right now. A little difficult to read the monitors, but we'll navigate through it together. Bo Jackson in the house, my guy. Dabby Cab says, hey, I give Mike shit, but I can't express how much I love getting to hang with the man. Man, Dabby, feeling is mutual, my guy. Appreciate you. Let's go get this cash tonight now, you guys. Bo Jackson says, cash to Lightning and Sabres last night. The Sabres, baby. 716 was out there and getting us that money. So let's roll on. Let's get after it there. Tori Coker, Talk Sports with JT up in the house. JPZ, there he is. If you didn't know, he wrote the intro. And we got that clip out there. You guys can click the link on YouTube and see JPZ himself spitting them bars, dropping that fire, baby. Shout out to my guy, JPZ. It was awesome to meet you as well, my dude. And everybody that we got to meet down here at Palooza. Let's get going here. Winner Circle says, hey, yo, he's got Brown over 2.5 threes. Let's talk about it, you guys. I already kind of, look, the cat's out of the bag here. You know, spoiler alert. Friday was a 2-5 day. So we took Thursday off after a pretty solid day the prior, and then we kind of spit it up at a 2-5 spot there. Not where we want to be, but important to give you guys that recap. We got to keep it 100. All about that transparency. And hey, win, lose, or draw, we're still here to brawl with these bookies. So we got Dallas over 6.5. We took that L in the NHL. The Seattle Kraken, yeah, that one stunk too. Man, oh man. I think that was the poker night. Sitting next to G, and he says, look, Seattle's up 1-0. You know, we start having a couple cocktails, a couple shots. Next thing you know, he's like, man, they just lost in overtime. I'm like, are you kidding me? What just happened there? But that was an L. We lost at Vermont plus 12.5. But to Dabby Cab's question, we all know Dabby was curious just to see how deep Longwood would make it in the NCAA tournament. And I said, if you listen to last call, you would have known we were on Houston minus 23.5. That was a win for us. So we will take that victory. OKC over 231.5 didn't get there for us. The Miami under 208.5 did. And then the Spurs, man, being up in San Antonio, I thought, give me that luck. We had some great numbers on our side, and then they lose this game outright. So they even cost me my live bet that I moved on that Spurs, but that's a loss. That's how you do it. That's how you take the L. And we're going to move on from there. So Tori Coker in the house. Nunya says the Nunya business. He's rolling with the Nunya business. NCAA women's plays to get us through this little gap till this coming Thursday. He's got Creighton UCLA under 140.5. He's got the Zags money line in Utah, little 3-leg parlay at plus 244. Shout out to Nunya with the Nunya business play of the day out there. Winner's Circle gave us that Brown play. Razor Sharp says, shout out to everyone. Just boarded the plane. Safe travels. Safe travels to you, my guy, Razor Sharp. It was great to meet you. Tarek P says, what up, Big Mike? Let's go, Tarek. Let's get it, my guy. Let's get this cash and get this thing rolling here. Shout out Kelsey. She says, hey, Mikey, I was on Montreal. Damn. Don't hate. LOL. Well, hey, listen, I'm glad you won. Congrats on that. Let's get rolling. Let's go here. Yeah, still a cocktail show here. Listen, I do my best traveling fueled up on vodka, so we're going to enjoy this as we get rolling. I need a little bit of ice, but, man, ice is hard to come by here in San Antonio. Mostly because it's 10 feet away, and I don't want to make the walk. So let's roll on. Let's get after this card tonight. I told you guys, a brisk show, brisk pace, lots of opportunity to get this cash, and we're already underway. So let's get rolling here. Let's lace the skates up, and let's talk about this first game. 2-game slate, right? I know we talked earlier today. If you didn't hear it from the daily, from the Monday, Medicated Monday daily sesh out there, get it from our guy, Jimmy the Bag. He likes this St. Louis Blues spot there. I don't want to steal his thunder. That was his first official play. And he gave it on the sesh as far as first official play. So shout out to him. I think that's a great look there. St. Louis versus this Vegas team that's been dealing with some injuries, some sickness, some goalie backups now, and everything else. But it does look like a St. Louis Blue spot. As we change page, though, and we move to this later spot, the LA Kings, the Vancouver Canucks, we are going to have an official play on this game here. And we just took a peek at this money line just for some validation point here. We got to get back. We got to start this week out strong. We want to use all the tools at our disposal. We see this LA Kings line opened up at plus 115 with 72% of the bets and 87% of the cash. The Kings have now moved to a plus 110 spot. So we have a plus money opportunity to hit the banger on this thing. And that's, in fact, what we're going to try to do here with this game tonight. Again, the second game, we've got David Rittich. Now, both these goalies are unconfirmed, so that is worth noting. But we've got David Rittich starting on the LA Kings side of things. Red Light Rittich, no more. This guy's 11-5-3 as a backup. He's got tremendous win-loss record out there, especially considering this team was on the slump for ever and a day. They got their coach fired at the All-Star break. We've got a 2.17 goals against average and a 92.1% save percentage for David Rittich. We've got Casey DeSmith on the other side. Here's 11-5-6. He's got a 2.72 and an 89.9% save percentage. I think the biggest component about this game comes simply into what's the current state of the physicality, that capability with these players that are out there on the ice right now. And the end of the day, we've got, both teams coming off of multiple wins in a row. They were both kind of going through a little slumpy period of their NHL season. But I think the bigger factor now is Casey DeSmith is a backup goaltender. He's not a starter. But they've got issues with Thatcher Demko, undisclosed injuries going on with this guy, uncertain about his return, and they've been forced to just keep rolling with Casey DeSmith. So fatigue is absolutely, in my opinion, settling in this spot here. When we look at the LA Kings side of things, what do we have there? We've got an effective power play unit. We've got it all lines humming right now. This is the second, I talked about this before with Kevin Fiala, the second best line in the NHL. I'm sorry, the best second line in the NHL. Let me figure out exactly how I'm trying to say that. It made sense in my head. But that being said, we've talked about it before, and these guys get the job done kind of top to bottom in the roster. I think we have an opportunity to catch this Vancouver team just in a little slump right now here. And I know they've just won games, and you say, well, how could they be in a slump? But, you look back at these guys, and recent performance was an overtime game between Vancouver and the LA Kings. We're matching up in conference. It's a big opportunity out there. What's changed between now and when these teams previously met? So it was an overtime loss for the LA Kings. So they definitely are going to have some revenge kind of playing a part in what they've got going on here. Thatcher Demko played that game and stood on his head, stopping everything. Furthermore, injury was abound on that LA Kings roster. Anderson, Arvidsson, Kempe, all out of that game, who should be back and playing in the lineup tonight. The Kings on the road this season, killing it right now. They got a 20-11-4 record across the road. They're comfortable being away from what used to be the Staples Center out there and trying to go out and pick up them W's. And I think they do just that tonight. We're going to take advantage of this spot, and we're going to go a step further. we've got a little double dipper opportunity. Now, I've talked to you before about Kevin Fiala. Guy's got damn near 100 shots over his last, 9 games in the NHL. He's getting ample opportunity. And it's not only because of his effectiveness with that second line unit across the Kings, but he's a key penalty or power play performer when it comes to this LA Kings side of things. In fact, he's leading the LA Kings in power play goals. He's one of the top guys in the last month when it comes to NHL shooting attempts. And those two coupled together, to me, with this Casey DeSmith fatigue factor, suggest, and I am taking Kevin Fiala, an anytime goal scorer prop at plus 230. Just want to shop and make sure that still is the best number, because want to take advantage of every opportunity that's out there. I want to share with you guys what I think that best book is to get that cash, but this makes a ton of sense. I know it should be a potentially lower scoring game, but I think the opportunity, kind of the moon, the stars, and the planets are all in alignment when you look at shooting attempts, effectiveness, efficiency on special teams, kind of all rolls into this guy being the guy that's shooting the most on the team and leading when it comes to those odd man opportunities out there. Plus 230 at BetMGM is still the best number that we can get on the Kevin Fiala anytime goal. That's going to be an official play for us as well. So we've got the LA Kings at plus 110. We've got Rittich versus DeSmith there, with the LA Kings being the side that we like. Furthermore, we're going to take a shot with this plus 230 Kevin Fiala goal opportunity. And look, it's a short NHL card, but that doesn't mean we're, again, void of talent or void of opportunity. So let's go see if we can't get this cash via the NHL tonight. You guys know it's been our best sport. Let's keep it rolling. Kelly McKinnis says, couldn't make the morning show as it was later today. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. That was a long, later show today, longer than the average sesh, but it was a lot of fun. Lots of guests there. Mr. Gokster made his first appearance as well. You guys are going to want to go back and check it out there. It's definitely some great content, some ball breaking, some cocktails, some, of course, you guys know the flower floating around there as well. So lots of fun. Kelsey likes the Blues today, says Blues, and Mel again aligned as well. Says Mikey M, Blues money line plus 130. I love the blue spot. I think it's a great look. For me, it's more of the Kings opportunity in this position. But I'll probably have my money on the Blues as well, especially seeing our guy Jimmy the Bag making that his first official play. And then Ricky Levine says, Mike, you sure Talbot not in net? I'm not sure. Everything's unofficial. I guess I could refresh this here when I had this lined up earlier today. Regardless, to me, it's more of the opportunity with Casey DeSmith, but let's refresh and let's just see this instantaneous surprise that it maybe is now Talbot. No, I still see Rittich as unconfirmed. This game doesn't pop off until 9:00 Eastern, so still time to evaluate that goaltending situation. Let's roll onward and upward, guys. Again, short, sweet, and to the point today, as I've got to travel up out of here and wrap up this Pubblepalooza 3, but we do have the NBA. We've got a lengthy NBA card today as well, so I definitely want to make sure I capitalize on some of these spots, because I know some of you guys have not had the best luck in the NBA as of late, but it's all about the ebbs and flows. And if you've been kind of back on your luck here post All-Star break, maybe a great opportunity to jump in. A lot of these double-digit teams are double-digit favorites for a reason, and they're going out there and they're covering spread. So let's dive in and let's talk about this first game we've got here. We're going to look at this card. We're going to move our way out here for the first start of the day. We're looking at 8 p.m. Eastern. We've got the Portland Trailblazers versus the Houston Rockets out here in Houston, with a line that opens at -10, has moved to 12.5. We've got 56% of the bets, 86% of the cash on the Houston Rockets. In fact, it's now moved to 13.5 in a number of books as well. So money coming in on the Rockets. The line continues to move towards the Rockets. And then the total, we start at 215.5, has moved itself up 9 points to 224.5. Still a couple 223.5s hanging out there. 72% of the bets and 46% of the cash like this total. And we're seeing the number kind of correlating out there. Not kind of, but almost a double-digit swing on that side of things. And if we kind of look back at what's going on right now, it's offense and defensive effectiveness for this Houston Rockets team. 5 straight overs in a row, scored 147 on Utah, put 127 up on the Chicago Bulls. They go on the road, they dunk 137 on the Washington Wizards. They put up another 117 on Cleveland and 135 against Washington in the previous game. This offense is humming. No wonder they've got themselves 5 overs in a row. Then we look at the other side of the coin. Guess who else has 5 overs in a row? This Portland Trailblazers team, 111-114 to Denver. Now they're losing, but they're covering spreads as well. So they're hanging in these games enough to be relevant, enough to be dangerous, and enough for me to look at this over on this offense and both sides of the ball, or when it comes down to it. And kind of the cherry on the top for me, not mad at anybody that wants to fade Portland. I totally get it. What I do have, though, is I've got a 7-0 spot against the spread for the Houston Rockets. The margin they're covering, this monster number by a 16, the average spread that they're laying is 8. So there's plenty of meat on that bone if you're looking to take this Houston Rockets side of things. But I had to look to the total. When they're facing the team they were favored against the last time through, the line is shorter than that previous meeting. We see that what that means ultimately is, look, they already played them. They're favored the last time. The number's gotten even bigger that they have to cover this time because of that team's effectiveness. It's 7-0 to the over. It's going over by almost 23 points a game as well. So this thing's moved. It's moved for damn good reason right now. This Houston Rockets spot, the over 223.5 is the best number I see out there today, right now. But keep your eyes on that. Again, it's an 8 p.m. Eastern start. That's going to be the leg of the NBA card here that I think I like the most when it comes down to it. These teams are just gunning right now. And that's a great number I think that we can take advantage of on the lower side of things with high-paced teams out there from an offense and lack of defense perspective. Onward and upward we roll. My guy T and I in studio getting ready to shut down Palooza 3. Safe travels to everybody on their way home. Let's talk about this next game. We've got the Phoenix Sun and your San Antonio Spurs facing off tonight. Shout out to the boys. I know they are rolling off to this game right now. The guys that are still boots on the ground in San Antonio. Jeff Slaughter and company are going to have some fun tonight. There is no Wembyana, though. We know Wemby is going to be out of this game. The Suns opened up as a minus 10.5 favorite. The Wemby news comes out. This thing's moved to 13s now. So you got to lay a 13 on this Phoenix Suns side of things. 75% of the bets and 69% of the cash like the Phoenix Suns. Correlated movement to that cash coming in saying Phoenix Suns. The total, on the other hand, is moving on up. 232.5s. Now sitting at 234s. A little bit pricey, and then 234.5s on their way to 235s. The total is getting beat up right now. 69% of the bets, 97% of the cash. They're saying this game's going to have points galore. And points galore, I think, makes a ton of sense for the look in this game here. As we kind of crack this thing down, we kind of roll the covers back and see what's kind of going on beneath there. Again, we've got a spot where, a little bit of inconsistency with the San Antonio offense right now. 106 points scored against the Suns the last time they played, but easily enough to get over the total as well. 97 points before that to Memphis, 107 to Dallas. Then they had that big win against Brooklyn at home with a 122-115 game. All of these within the index or ability to go over the total that we're seeing today. On the other side of things with the Phoenix Suns, over, under. So they are 3-2 in their last 5 games at putting points up. Booker, it's the big three there for Phoenix. We already know the deal with these guys. The big factor, I think, in the challenge right now is we've got issues with Wembyana. What I like about that factor, if anything, is the fact that this guy's a block and steal guy, playing defense better than most, in fact, better than just about everybody across the NBA for this rookie. But at the same time, you bring this guy out, going to open up more opportunity to get it done. San Antonio, 24-5 to the over. When they're playing a rested team in the conference that's averaging 24 more free throws. The team's good at drawing fouls. We're seeing that San Antonio stays competitive in those games enough that it doesn't just happen to be a dribble out at the end of these games. When the other team has rest and they get free throws, this score has been sailing over the number. Again, a double-digit margin opportunity with the San Antonio Spurs spot today. I'm locking it in. That's going to be the second official play in the NBA card. We got some overs. Shout out to my guy, Jay Peasy. I know we talked a little bit about the unders versus the overs, and he definitely is a guy that likes to win that cash, and I'm hoping that we can help him get that cash today with a couple of these overs. As we roll on this next game on the docket, we've got this Philadelphia. We've got the Sacramento Kings spot rolling out in the card tonight. I told you guys, we're keeping a brisk pace. We're going to keep it moving. Lots to do. It's a travel spot as well, so I got to get out of Dodge, or in this case, I got to get out of the Alamo very shortly. So let's get into this one here. The Philadelphia 76ers, still obviously without Joel Embiid here. Here's the thing, though. Here's a reverse line movement opportunity. Opens at a 9. We have 71% of the bets and 93% of the cash that say, I don't care what the number is, 76ers are bad. Yet, this line went from -9 to -8.5. The total, on the other hand, really not much movement there. This is one of those games where we've got reverse line movement on the side. The total's pretty consistent here at 222. 62% of the bets, no visibility into the cash itself. But what we do see is, there are some public perception that this game has scoring. I took a deeper dive in this when I looked at it. I saw, what it looks like for the most part, again, with the exception of kind of the big knowns there on the 76er side of things, just about everybody should be a go. Now, Oubre is questionable. We know Kelly Oubre is questionable, but Maxey should be rolling. Yeah, they're going to be without Melton, but is that going to be too much for them to overcome? On the other side of things, on the Kings lineup here, looks like just about, Herter's going to be out and Lyles are going to be out, but for the most part, the big boys should be rolling. It should, in fact, be a show on their home court. And to me, this is an opportunity for us to grab too many points. The overreaction is in. The jury has come back with the verdict and said, stop giving the Sixers all these points. Get that they've been struggling. They've been on the rut, but this is a tremendous spot. They were just laying on a 9. What'd they do? They covered the spread. They won against the LA Clippers 121-107. They're getting 7.5 against the Lakers. What do? They cover 101-94. Yeah, they took that 9.5 against the Suns, but everybody's now healthy with the Suns team. They may be back. They go out there, they cover a -3 against Miami on their home court. They go out, they cover a -10.5 against Charlotte. This is an offense that has cover written all over it. And then on the other side of things, we've got a team that's 2-3. Yeah, you know what? The Sacramento Kings coming off a 3-game road trip as well. I always say the toughest part to play ball after a multi-game road trip is that first game back home. The longer the road trip, the more difficult that happens to become. 3 games kind of par or run of the mill here, but what do we know? We know that the Sacramento Kings are 0-14 against the spread when they're home after a road win against a non-divisional opponent. In fact, they've lost 11 of those 14 games outright. Philly potential live dog spot here with this Philadelphia 76ers team. The 76ers intersecting 0 alert are 15-0 when they're on the road, coming off a team that, was a dog and gained more assists than their opponent as well. So dog roll, outgaining in the assist category, meaning they're moving the ball around fluidly here. The Sixers in a 15-0 position. The Kings in an 0-14 position, losing 11 of those games outright. 9 is just way too many points. And then if you want to look at it for benchmark or index purposes, just so we can say, I remember when he said that, let's take a peek here when it comes to the money line. We've got this thing sitting at a plus 320 spot right now. So an opportunity for a little sprinkle, maybe take some of those winnings if you were down here in San Antonio, sprinkle them across the card there, and maybe think about that money line for this Philadelphia at 7. I know it sounds crazy. Everybody's playing for the Kings. There's no way, to quote my guy Razor Sharp, there's no way the 76ers win this game outright. But let's not be surprised that maybe, just maybe, we see that come across the pike here. And look, our last but not least, we've got 10 p.m. spot here. We're going to the Pacers and the Clippers game. We got some interesting opportunity with this thing. Pretty much as far as the numbers are concerned, frozen line again, 59% of the bets and 90% of the cash on the LA Clippers. The line's sitting at 5.5. It started at 5.5. It's sitting at 5.5. It has not moved. We've got 47% of the bets and 94% of the cash on the over. We've got this line has dropped almost 4 points now from where it opened up, despite all the cash coming in on the over. That should concern you if you're on the Clippers side of things. Not to say the Clippers can't go out there and get the job done. Favorites, we've seen they've been cashing along the way here in the March Madness tournament. Does that kind of reign true when it comes to all things being considered in the NBA? And that I don't know. But the spot that I'm going to go back to is good old reliable Pascal Siakam over 7.5 rebounds for us with an even money play on this thing. So guy's been firing. It's the second leg. I get it. The back-to-back factor. So we got all those kind of components that go in there, but this is a team that's battling right now. The Pacers are in 6th place. They're a half a game ahead of the 7th and 8th, 9th spots out there. They need this game tonight. They can't afford to put this guy on a minutes restriction. He's averaging 8 or more rebounds pretty much across the second half of the NBA season. We looked last night. What did he end up with last night? Was it 13 rebounds? I think, if I'm not mistaken, out there. The position, the role, this fact that since they've gone trade deadline, this guy's been so damn effective means I got to run back with our guy, Pascal. Let's go show play here. Show favorite. Pascal Siakam over 7.5 rebounds. We loved Scotty Barnes when he was the under rebound machine. I think this is a great opportunity for the Siakam spot with the over 7.5. And then for anybody that's considering sides here, we've got an unrested home favorite. Unrested home favorite. That's the LA Clippers. 0-11 against the spread in this situation that these boys are facing. We've got the Clippers, furthermore, at a 1-8 spot on their home court when they're at home. They're losing the spread in that spot by over 14.5 points. If the previous margin of the half was less than the absolute value of the line, meaning they ended up getting busted up in that first half more than the actual spread for the full game, is how you dissect that one. And that's a 1-8 spot with huge margin against the LA Clippers. I think the Pacers are potentially live dogs in this spot as well. What up, G? It's great to see you, my guy, in the chat there. Markel says Pacers. Love the spot there. I think it is a great Pacers look, but for me, it's in and out of this thing. I just want the player prop as I wrap things up and get ready to make my connection out there in Orlando, and I'm going to take this Pascal Siakam spot to get it done. Kelsey says, Mike, do you have a limit to how many bets you make a day? That's a great question. I try not to go over 10. I mean, I don't. It all comes down to the card, but I know that for me, in the volume game here, it's more about the opportunity of knowing how many bets do I have? How many bets do I make? And what's my average percentage? So you got to track all of that business to know, and for me at 10 plays, a 7-3, that's me, 4 units, sometimes 4.5 or 5 units, depending on some of the plus money spots. And that's plenty. It doesn't matter what kind of bettor you are when it comes down to that. Units, getting that cash is getting that cash. So great question. I just know by the analytics of my own betting that 10's the number I try to get into. And that's why you see me a lot of times. I'll have 3 in the NHL, 3 in college basketball, and 3 in the NBA, because I know that 2 and 1 in all those sports yields a result. Obviously, we're trying to get the perfect board. We're trying to get the board sweep. It's not going to happen every day. And if we can, generate some units while we're maybe off the mark just a little bit, then we're going to keep getting that cash and building the bankroll. So let's go get it, my guy. Dan Kelly in the house says, Sheo Itani says he never bet on sports.
That's so
Yeah, I think that's
he says he didn't know about the transactions until a couple days ago.
T says, yeah, he was saying he didn't know about the transactions until a few days ago. Reminds me of one Rick Tocchet out there with Operation Slapshot. If you don't remember, you got to go back and look. And who did they go out there and attack? They went out there to try to attack Wayne Gretzky. In fact, Wayne Gretzky's wife had to fall on the sword and say that she was making those bets. It wasn't Wayne Gretzky that was betting, $100,000 a month across the hockey season. It was his wife that was making those bets. So it's a common misunderstanding when it came down.
You just didn't know.
Yeah, T says there's $4.5 million you didn't know out there. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. This guy, he was pushing the fucking button himself to tell me I'm wrong about that. I'll see what happens. But you guys, that's going to do it for the show. That's going to do it for everybody down here with Pubapalooza 3. Appreciate everybody rocking in. Yeah, short show today to get you guys back to it. But look, it was a busy weekend for everybody, a busy weekend for the college basketball card. We've got our spots to get that cash tonight. We've got some plus money opportunities. Let's jump back in here tomorrow and talk about how we swept this card tonight. And we'll all feel really great about starting this week and moving forward. For everybody down here at Pubapalooza 3, great to see everybody. My guy T on the 1s and 2s. We appreciate all you guys coming in, supporting us on the regular, being a part of the shows, sharing your hard work on the regular, becoming members and getting green. Sharing in that membership and building this community is what it's all about. Getting better together, making that cash, and getting the opportunity to do a lot more fun things than maybe our traditional 9-to-5s allow us by winning that cash via bankroll betting here in sports betting. So everybody up in the chat, you guys mean the world, and it's a ton. It's great to see everybody today. Bo Jackson, Ice Viking, Dan Kelly, Kelsey up in the house there, getting after it. Nunya giving us the Nunya business spot. Marcus McCarthy getting it done. Dom's in the house, Nate Dogg, Brian Watson, the crew representing here on this Medicate Monday, this travel Monday out there. Mel's up in the house. Great to see Nate Dogg. As I mentioned, my guy Jay Peasy up there as well. And Nasty Nate says, Mike, what's the look for the Spurs game? We're taking the over, baby. We're going the over in the Spurs game. No Wemby, no problem. We're going to see them points, Nasty Nate, my guy. And look, don't be ashamed. Don't be scared. It could be a Boston Celtics trifecta spot. You like that second quarter, but I like that number on them Celtics as well, my guys. So I hope you guys have a great time there at the Spurs game, and everybody has themselves a great Monday. Good luck with your bets, and you guys know the deal, baby. We be pubbing!